So today we're diving into this really powerful idea that all started with a simple journal entry. It's about a small shift in how you see things that can absolutely change the game, turning those things that feel like brick walls into, believe it or not, the actual path forward.
You know that feeling, right? That little voice in your head that says, this thing, it's never going to change. Whether it's something at work, in a relationship, or just a personal habit you can't seem to shake. You just feel completely and totally stuck.
Okay, so this whole idea kicks off with a moment of reflection. It's about looking back and realizing that the way we even think about the word problem might be, well, the real problem.
And the source of all this, it's a journal entry. A woman named Salima was just sitting down at the end of the year, looking back at her life. And you know, when you actually look at the data of your own life like that, your time, your energy, wow, the patterns that show up are just, they're undeniable.
I mean, how relatable is this? You look back at your year, and it's this total mix, right? You've got the amazing highs, and then those tough moments of despair. But here's the key. She didn't just push those feelings aside. Nope. She actually looked them in the eye and acknowledged them.
And this is such a crucial point. The despair wasn't coming from the challenge itself. No, it was coming from the belief that the challenge was permanent. That's the real trap, isn't it? The feeling that you're stuck, that nothing will ever change. So, okay, figuring out why you feel stuck is step one. But what you do next, that's a whole other story. And for the author, her old way of dealing with it was, well, let's just say it's pretty common. Yep. She did what pretty much all of us are guilty of at some point. She just avoided it. Put her head in the sand, right? Refused to face it, refused to try and understand it, basically just told it to shut up and go away. And that's the thing about avoidance, right? It feels good for a second. It's like a quick fix, a little hit of comfort. But the cost? Oh, the cost is huge. You're trading real, courageous action for a temporary feeling of safety. And that's a trade that will keep you stuck every single time. But this time was different. Instead of doing the same old avoidance dance, she tried something completely new. And this led to the big aha moment that this whole explainer is really about.
And what she did was so simple, it's almost deceptive. Instead of running away from that feeling of despair, she just turned around and faced it. She decided to have a conversation with it. And that one tiny courageous decision, it changed absolutely everything.
And this just lays it out so perfectly. The old way of thinking, it sees a challenge and immediately thinks, roadblock, dead end, game over. But the new view, the one that came from that conversation, it reframes the whole thing. It's not a roadblock, it's a pathway to evolve. The challenge isn't in your way. The challenge is the way.
And here it is. This is the core idea, the big takeaway. She realized there are no problems. They're only opportunities. They're like little invitations from the universe or from God saying, hey, here's a chance to grow. Here's a chance to become the person you were always meant to be.
Okay, so that sounds amazing, right? But what does it actually mean? How do we do that? Let's break down what it really looks like to see every single obstacle as a chance to unlock that potential you've got hiding inside. So the idea is that every single one of us has this huge, deep reservoir of potential inside. Strength, creativity, resilience that we almost never touch in our normal, everyday lives. A challenge, well, that's what makes you pick up the bucket and lower it down into that well. And just look at this for a second. It's wild to think that for most of us, something like 80% of our potential is just sitting there, untapped. And here's the thing. Nobody else can access it for you. Only you can. Challenges aren't there to crush you. They're there to give you a reason to tap into that strength you forgot you had. So really, this is the mental picture you want to keep. You're not trying to find a way around the obstacle. You're using the obstacle itself as a step to climb higher. Every single challenge becomes a stepping stone on your path to becoming a better, stronger version of yourself. All right, this is all great in theory, but how do we put it into practice? This last part is all about the how. It's a game plan for how to show up completely differently the next time a challenge comes knocking. So here's the 4-step playbook. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, instead of being afraid of your challenges, get curious, study them. Step 2, remind yourself of what you're working with. Acknowledge the tools you already have. Step 3, trust that there is a way through. Have a little faith. And step 4, the big one. Armed with all that, you make a conscious choice to show up differently. And this is probably the most critical piece of the whole puzzle.
A mindset shift is awesome, but it's totally useless if it doesn't lead to action. You can't just think your way to growth. You have to act your way there.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Think about something in your life right now that you've been calling a problem. What if you decided, right now, to see it differently? What if you saw it as an invitation, as your next great opportunity to rise?